thought y'all's reunion was like Saturday or something. Pre-gaming. You guys ready? All right. Loss on Saturday, painful loss. It sucks. To lose any time. We talked about it before. You only have 12 opportunities guaranteed to you in the season to go out and do what you work all year for. So, anytime you don't come out on top, it's a painful deal to put that much effort and work into it. So, but like we talked about also earlier in the year, our response to any event's what's going to give us the outcome that we want, and that's what we're looking at. Our response this week, how we respond to things. Moving forward to that game, how we learn from those things, but also prepare ourselves to play Syracuse is going to give us the outcome that we want this Saturday. So, this team's responded well this year. They've had a game prior or whatnot. They've done a good job of rebounding and responding. I anticipate the same thing this week. Coach Saban used to talk all the time about never wasting a failure. And looking them in looking the failures in the eye and approaching those things and not wasting them. So that's really the approach as always. So looking forward to having a new mission this week of going out and competing, really preparing all week and then competing this Saturday versus Syracuse. So there'll be a challenge for us. They pose some different challenges, offensively and defensively, and some of the things they've done and really how they've changed the last 2 games. Offensively, and then schematically what they do on defense, and they've got some statistically defensively they've really improved, and they're top 20 in a lot of categories defensively. Offensively, there's 4 guys behind the center at different times in the last couple of games, from Wildcats to big Wildcat to quarterback to read option type quarterback. So a lot of things there, and really the big thing is this team. On Sunday night when we had the team meeting, addressed, moving forward in this week, and talked about, we're back at home and playing at 8 o'clock at Bobby Dodd this weekend. That was really what broke the ice, and that's what got him, excited again, and got him thinking about how it was in the stadium, the last home game we had, and by saying, hey, we're back home 8 o'clock again, same environment. That really got him. That got the juices flowing again, and it got them excited to get ready to move on and get ready to prepare for this week. So, the crowd is big. It was huge in the win 2 weeks ago. It's going to be huge again this week. I just encourage everyone to continue to come out and be that same loud state that they were 2 weeks ago, because our team feeds off of it. Players, it was an outstanding environment, and really hope to see the same thing this Saturday. Also, for Georgia Tech to welcome back Coach O'Leary and the 1998 Gator Bowl ACC championship team. A lot of former coaches and friends coming in town for that game, so that'll be a special time for them. I won't be able to enjoy the festivities and whatnot, but I'll be there in spirit, guys. So. But no, that's an exciting time for those guys to be able to, anytime former teammates can get back together and share some experiences and share memories that were created here playing the game. It's special, and that's what these guys are doing now. And I talk about our guys, down the road, you're going to have those same memories when you come back. So, again, excited to play this weekend, excited to be at home, excited for the environment that will take place, and excited to continue to prepare this week. So with that, any questions?
You talked about the changes Syracuse has made offensively. Does that lead to you making some personnel package changes when they are run-dominated offense now?
Yeah, there's only so many things you can do and change, but the thing we've got to do is to get set, and they're doing a lot of this with tempo as well. So it's not like they're coming up there and always waiting, taking the time off the clock and whatnot. They're running plays the last couple of weeks and playing with mixed tempos, and we've got to get up and get down and get our cleats set in the ground. We got to get aligned, be able to play to blocks, defeat blocks, get off of blocks, cover guys in the back end for some of the shot passes or pop passes they might have off of it. But we got to get an edge to ourselves and get down and get our cleats set and get ready to play football on Saturday, because it's going to be a battle there with them coming in on offense.
Haven't seen the tape. Where were some of the issues in the passing game on Saturday?
Yeah, I mean, number one, you're playing a really good, talented football team, and we've got to be able to go out and execute. And the game plan, look, we go into games to win the game, and that's one of the things. After every game, I'm going to sit there and I'm going to reevaluate myself within the game, and we went there to win the game, and evident by the first 3rd and 2 we had. We threw a play action shot, and we've got to make plays, and that happens. It happens when you're playing teams that are a little bit closer in coverage, a little bit tighter. The pocket's a little bit further back. So we've got to continue to grow from those things. We've got to continue to the precision in it. And look, the passing game is all 11 on the field. There's not any one person that there could be a receiver to the right that might have run an incorrect route or a route not precise, or an offensive lineman giving up leakage on a twist, or a running back late on a protection. And so it's not always just the person throwing and the person catching the football. It's all encompassing. And we took some of those shots early, and then it was a combination of everything. It was a little bit it was protection on some of them. It was the crispness of routes on some of them. It was making the play on some of them. So it was everything.
I was curious about you take Zeke off the field a lot on 3rd downs, and you guys get in your sub packages a lot, and you're having some trouble getting pass rush in those situations. Is that something you look at maybe simplifying a little bit there and just playing your base defense?
Schematic things. I'm not going to get into what adjustments are made week to week. I'm not going to sit up here and act like an idiot either, and act like I don't see those things. Right, and that I don't address those things, and that we don't look at those things. We don't game plan those things, right? Sometimes you got to win on one-on-one. Right? Sometimes people have to get the call. There's a lot of things that go into it, but don't think we're sitting there and just letting them. Hey, the game plan this week is to let them sit back there and throw the ball. And if they can't throw it, take off and run for a 15-yard gain on 3rd and 14. Hell, we ain't doing that. I mean, we're going in to win the games. So do we have to get better at it? Damn right we do. We got to get a lot of work better at it. Get a lot of work in to get better at it. All right. So, and believe me, that work is taking place. All right. It's the right people to be on the field. It's the right schematic part of the game, the right schemes in place, the right calls made, and then executing those calls. Like I said, starting out is the biggest challenge for us right now. We got to get up, get our cleats set in the ground. We got to play blocks, defeat blocks, and win one-on-ones, and then guard them on the back end. And that's what it comes down to right now for Kelly.
Patrick. Coach Key, Saturday was obviously Haynes King's most challenging day statistically, but he comes across as a player who's very resilient and very upbeat and very next play mentality. Is that the way he serves you? And it sounds like you're on the same page that way.
Yeah, for sure. Haynes is a competitor now. Sit down and when you talk to him and just his knowledge of the game, his competitiveness. Look, the competitiveness is what makes people great. When you get in a situation in the game where you get down a little bit, and look, face it, when things aren't going right, he's the guy that's going to step up and try to make things right. And sometimes he doesn't always have the right decision. Sometimes like I said, it's a route or a protection. At the end of the day, he's the quarterback and he has the spotlight on him. I'm the head coach. I have the spotlight on me. That's the nature of the position. It is. And is he hard on himself? Yeah, he's hard on himself. Right? Most competitors are. The thing you love about him, though, talking to him the other day, we kind of made the comparison to Brett Favre, as far as not as a player. I'm saying is Brett Favre would throw a pick and he'd rip it again the next one, and then he'd rip it again. But that's what made him a great player, was as he matured and got older and older and more comfortable, as he progressed in his years playing that game, man, he was ripping those things in those such tight windows that no one thought he'd be able to, or that he should have. But it's that confidence to continue to go, continue to make the play, continue to be the guy that's going to put the ball in the right spot, to pull the ball down and run, and those things. Right? Is there coaching in it? Yeah, there's a lot of coaching in it. And that's like after every game. There's coaching, whether you win or lose. And there's as many things that go blindly, that go blindly unseen, I guess you'd say, in wins, right, that need to be corrected as in losses. and that's the approach we take is every week, right? We're going to correct the mistakes. We're going to correct things that are that need to be fixed. So yeah, he's hard on himself. He's going to continue to grow. He's going to continue to mature. He's going to continue to rebound like he has. I got full faith and confidence in Haynes King.
This will be your second crack at bowl eligibility. Just curious if there's any change in how that might be discussed this week, specifically because you have a chance to kind of hit that milestone in front of your home crowd if you were to do so this week.
So up until Sunday, I'd not said the word at all. It's the same mentality each week. We're preparing for that game. It's a one game season each week. That's the mentality we've taken. But yeah, on Sunday, I brought it up. I did, and I said, "Hey, look, this is playoff football now. This is NFL championship. This is winning, you're in, right? There's no, there's no last game. There's no dwelling on the last game. It's boom. You have to move on. It's winning, you're in. It's championships. That's the way it works. And so we brought it up. Yeah, we talked about it. All right, this is a big deal for these kids, really big deal. All right, as an alumni here, it's a big deal for me. All right, it's a big deal for these guys that are coming back here. All right, it's a big deal for Georgia Tech. It's a big deal for the Athletic Association. It's a big deal for the entire Georgia Tech community. So we talked about it. Heck yeah, we talked about it. All right, and these guys understand that, and they know that it's something special they have in front of them to go out and work to get.
You talk about being successful in all three phases of the game. Clemson tries the fake punt, and looking back at the play, it looks like everybody executed the play defensively the way it was supposed to be made, and you were able to make the play. I mean, what did you see from there, your execution there?
Well, I wouldn't necessarily say everyone executed. There were some zeros on that play. If you graded somebody as a 0 or a 1 or a plus or a minus, there were some minuses. There were a lot of people who didn't do perfectly what they're supposed to do, but when you collectively have all the other guys doing what they're supposed to be doing, playing hard and playing fast, you're able to overcome some mistakes. But they were able to sniff it out and see it. We were in the right call to hopefully have them do it, and kind of a little mishap on their side on some things, and we were able to get the stop.
With timeout bowl eligibility, what drove you to bring it up on Sunday?
Because it's a chance to be bowl eligible.
Well, you said you hadn't brought it up before.
Yeah, it's one game mentality always, and it's you play the next game, you play the next game, you play the next game. All right, I brought up two things. I said on Sunday, there's 13 days guaranteed left. This is winning, you're in. Next week's bragging rights. That's it. And we moved on to Syracuse, and it's a week of. So yeah, brought it up.
Syracuse has struggled a lot with penalties this year, especially pre-snap. And you mentioned the crowd, at UNC. So I'd imagine having a big crowd Saturday is going to be huge for your guys. Yeah, look, that is that's huge. Look, they've had some struggles, and as an offensive line coach, right, I get those issues of you've got several different guys back there with cadences. You got different rhythms of their cadence. You've got different types of sounds and noises and all those things, and that's tough on the center, and that center's got to be keyed into making his calls and getting everybody in the right place, and then keying into listening to the snap count or the cadence or what mechanisms they use, and the louder it gets, the harder that is to do. And for the fans and the student body in particular this week, I mean, the way they were at UNC, right, the way that these guys they're starting to support their fellow students that are out there on the field playing, right? We really have an opportunity this week to make this a great home field advantage, right? To truly be a 12th man out there for the defense, and to help them with these things, and to be as loud as possible, as long as possible, and be a part of this. So I want everybody in the stadium to be a part of this game this weekend.
Obviously, Amari missed the last game. I was just curious if you had any injury updates and how he's doing. And
yeah, he was. He traveled to the game. Game time, wasn't able to go. was out there practicing today, moving around better. So we're hoping to get him back this week. Everyone else, we've come out, typical this time of year, bumps and bangs and, people bruised up and all that kind of stuff. But we're as healthy as we've been.
Anything else for Coach?
Back to back.
It's weird playing a team where the quarterback says he can't throw the ball more than 10 yards without pain. They, I think, ran 65 of 74 times last week. Just how I imagine you're happy that you're not Pitt in that situation, not knowing that going into the game, but just like how weird of a matchup is that? Like,
what if they come out and throw it 65 times this week?
Yeah, I mean that's the unknown, right? Like they have 4 different quarterbacks.
You got to adjust. You got to go based on what they've done. But I mean, they put in basically an entirely new offense in 6 days. So what's to say they're not going to do that again this week? They very well could come in, but there's a lot of communication in that as well. There's a lot of communication and moving parts when you're doing that offensively. So that's where our crowd can really have an impact in this game this week.
Anything else? Okay. Thanks, everyone.
Thanks, guys. Go Jackets. Appreciate y'all. Appreciate it, brother. What's up, man?